But no, I think like life imitates art in a little bit, and that it was like, oh gosh, I want to be Miss Perfect since she is Miss Perfect, and I think over time that kind of messes with your head. But I am curious though, with you being Donnie, did you ever feel pressure to like work out and keep a certain shape,
No.
like to work on? Are you just naturally gifted, or what?
Yeah, I'm naturally gifted.
Were you on roids? Were you on roids?
Get the fuck out of here! Never,
Okay.
never.
I was like, what are we doing the side look for?
No. I never touched that stuff. I wouldn't. I never. There was one time in my life I considered it, and that was before even Stevens. No, I started working out at like before I got kicked out of school. I started working out at like 16 years old.
Were you on a team?
No, but it was interesting because when I in grade school, I was not an athletic kid.
Were you like wimpy?
No, I was
That's
never
a horrible
wimpy.
fucking term.
I was not
isn't it?
wimpy.
Wimpy.
I was just underdeveloped.
Artistic.
I was. Wait, you call it?
Artistic, not autistic. Artistic.
I mean, well, autistic's awesome. Those kids are geniuses.
Yeah.
But no, I just wasn't an athletic kid. And I think it has more to do with confidence than anything else. I never was confident enough to like join a team and do anything. And so when I finished grade school, I had a choice to make. It was like, okay, do you want to go to the school that everyone from grade school is going to go to, and so you'll know everybody, or go to a school that's an hour away and you won't know anybody, but you can totally hit reset. And that's one of the things that I thank my younger self for big time, because I said, I'm going to do that. And I had to take a bus to school, an hour to school every morning.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I started doing cross country and track and water polo, and at 16 it was like during our lunch time I'd be in the weight room just
you were Donnie.
Yeah, that was
real.
just that was my life, and I don't ever want to stop. I love it. It's like if I don't work out, I feel like shit. I feel depressed. So yeah, what you're talking about is they cast us for exactly the people that we are.
It's true, dude.
And you were that person.
I truly
was. You were that person that was like had to be perfect.
I was a control freak.
And had to be right about everything.
Yeah.
And I was a weird little shit.
And you were and you were the weird, lovable little kid. You didn't even have to, dude, your character was so funny. You were so funny.
I really thought of
just
him
by opening your mouth.
I thought of him as like a new age kind of Dennis the Menace. It's kind of
Oh,
like
yeah.
the stereotype I
Absolutely.
kind of had for the character.
Not as
going in.
smooth.
Interesting.
Definitely not
Or
as smooth.
crafty, but somehow still got away with everything.
He would do those winks at time to time where he would land those one-liners.
Oh, yeah.
Steven would have that ability where they would write it for him, and then he would just turn to camera and he'd do his little side.
Yeah.
His little chubby cheek.
Yeah,
Which
the look.
you have only
The Disney
cheekbones now and a big beard.
You were like the only one that could do that, like break that fourth wall and get away with it, right?
And not make it feel like Disney too.
Yeah.
Like when he did it, it was like, oh, this is even Steven's
people
fun.
loved it. People loved it. That's part of the reason why I think they connected
You
with it
could
so
no,
much.
because I saw it. Some of y'all, it's like even in this episode, like I believe Shia has like a monologue into the mirror where he's talking about.
Yeah. But you were like a mini Shia,
No,
which we will get into, because like basically Shia got very tall after the first couple seasons or season and a half, and he just shot up.
Yeah.
Because his dad is like 6 foot whatever.
Well,
Yeah,
I was thinking about that too. Like back when I was a kid, I don't talk about this a lot, but we were thinking about that one surgery where like they actually break your legs and then they put rods in your legs.
I dated an actor who was very short. I dated an actor named Sam Levine. Way back in
Did he have the click in the legs?
No, he doesn't, and he doesn't. I mean, he
Wait,
didn't.
you
I don't know now.
really? You
We
thought
were
about
thinking
doing
about
that?
it. Yeah, no, I never.
He
got it,
mentioned
but-
something like that. This is like a reality. I think that people who are shorter in the industry have to say to themselves.
Well, that's look at Danny DeVito never had that question, I'm sure, or at least he never would have gone that route. It's like this goes back to the conversation we were about how being a young person in this industry and how the constant like attention to your physical appearance really messes with young kids. And I don't like where we are nowadays with the media focus in plastic surgery and all that. No, dude, you don't have to change nothing. I get it. We all get it. We all have something about ourselves we'd love to change, right? But that is a losing fucking game.
right, because
you
then
don't
you're
win
not
that game.
tall enough, and then
You're
you're
never
not,
gonna be tall
and then
enough.
it's like how much pain you went through.
Yeah.
Or
that's
even,
insane.
then
Yeah.
you'll be too tall for the next role, or you'll be too fat,
Well,
or
Yeah.
too
and that's-
skinny, or too...
Or you're just gonna find that your arms are too short now.
Too short.
So now you gotta lengthen your arms. You know what I'm saying? It's like it just doesn't work.
No.
It doesn't
Feels
work.
like a Greek tragedy.
Yeah, it is a Greek. It's a human tragedy. That's the
Yeah.
problem. Yeah, that's why like I love Danny DeVito because you can't find a kind of a more unappealing physical form, but he is the most fantastic,
He's a great guy.
hardworking,
Yeah, good person,
like
it seems
huge
that way.
career,
I was actually-
funny guy that's used. You know that's the way to go for life. in
I
my
actually
opinion.
booked a role as his son in this pilot called The Funkhousers, sadly.
See, if you were taller, you could not be Danny DeVito's son.
It's true. Couldn't have been
You
his
know
son.
what?
Yeah.
Those are not bad shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Your character is actually bench pressing with Shia because he's trying to like get ready to run a race after Larry like fake times him as being super fast.
Yeah.
And my character is doing some like newspaper piece that she wants a quote unquote spin on.
And you're like, this can't be right.
I'm like, this isn't adding up.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
smells.
Doesn't think
she
sports
smells-
journalism
Yeah,
is real
exactly.
journalism.
Yeah, and I had, I know I was looking like a journalist because I had a pencil behind my ear in this episode, and I would
'Cause
take
every
it out.
journalist does.
Yeah, I mean, she was like, it was really cool. Now I look
Yeah.
back, I'm gonna enjoy watching her take all her different forms because they always threw something different at
Yeah.
me, which I guess is
Yeah.
kind of cute because then the girls could see them. It's like Barbie. She was like kind of like type A.
Yeah.
Type A Barbie. She's like, what is type A Barbie going to be today? But yeah, do you remember doing that with him? I bet you
Oh, yeah.
do.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because that was the
yeah.
only time you would have ever bench pressed with Shia
Yeah.
LaBeouf.
Yeah. No, and I think that there's definitely some fans out there that would always ask, like, "Can you really push that much weight?
How much weight
Do you
was
really
it?
run that fast?" Like, yes, I do. I mean, Shia was nothing at the time, but I think that before I actually bench press him, they show me bench pressing, and it's like
Yes.
some absurd amount of weight that no, I could not do that now.
Oh, they CGI'd?
Oh,
So,
no, it wasn't CGI. It was like, they're fake.
Oh,
they're
fake.
oh, they were fake.
styrofoam, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, we did use a lot of cutting edge technology on Even Stevens. So we did a couple really cool things that I feel like I saw like on Malcolm in the Middle, which was kind of a similar vibe to Even Stevens at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw some other aspects of this, but it was the zippy pan.
Oh, the zippy
Y'all
pan.
remember zippy pan?
We created the zippy pan. We came up with it, didn't we?
Dude, zippy pan.
Really? Wow.
Zippy pan and swipe pan, swishy pan. We would do swishy
Oh.
pans a lot. That was kind of new and kind of edgy for some reason. It felt very much like it was childish, but at the same time, it kept the flow of the show. And now you see it in like everything.
It gave it energy.
Our director of photography, Mark Doring Powell,
Yeah.
who I feel like is a genius, and again, such a great guy. Always shows up to our reunions. Probably doesn't need to, but he was the DP on Everyone Hates Chris, and so
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
and when I watched that show, it felt very much like a throwback to the stuff he was learning to do with the camera. And those cameras were not digital cameras.
Yeah.
You guys remember the kind of cameras we had
Yeah.
with actual
Film
film?
one,
Yeah.
Film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
When did we switch to digital? I think we did. We did live in a show that started as film.
Well, if we did, it wasn't until the movie, maybe.
Ah.
I don't think we ever.
Yeah,
the
'cause
whole
it
series
was-
was shot on film.
It was cut brilliant genius, not edit whatever.
No, I-
Well, they
yeah.
checked the
Stick it on the
gate,
thumb
right?
drive.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
check the gate on a digital camera? Yeah,
Well,
you do, right?
Well,
Yeah, 'cause
yeah,
you still check the gate.
they use all the same terminology for the most part, I think. But,
Okay.
But it's we didn't get into that until maybe if it happened at all. I don't know the answer to that, but if it happened at all, it would only be the film, I think. Which would make a lot of sense because we did travel a lot, and it would have been a lot easier to go digital than having to like send film back to get processed and all that. I mean, it happens, but I don't know if we did that.
Yeah, but we definitely had the film.
I
in the
even
beginning,
remember
though.
the film, even with me being so young.
So since you were the journalist of this whole thing, give us the ending of Steven's
So,
Jeans.
I mean, it's a 22-minute, it's a short, show. I'm sure everybody knows. But what I liked about the show was that it also kind of used 22 minutes to prove that the family loved each other, right? And so I remember there's this one scene when I was watching it that I come in and it almost felt like an unnecessary scene. Like they could have cut it. But it was really beautiful acting work between me and Shia as kids, I'm saying, because I could see how I was trying to connect with him, like in a genuine way in the scene. There was a lot of times when I was acting as Ren that I actually really felt like he was my little brother.
Well, I mean, I felt that way with you guys.
Did you?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's kind of the quality of that show, and that's why it was such a. I mean, again, in such a special time. Is I feel like we're still here now.
20 years later.
Yeah, we're still hanging out. I mean, you guys are my like second little family, you know? And so there was definitely that sibling vibe, and you guys had it. I don't know what the relationship is between everyone now in life necessarily, but I don't know why there would ever be reason to have lasting animosity between people. When
Absolutely not.
You know, we're just kids making a living and having a great time, but those relationships are still there. You know what I mean?